Hello. So welcome back. Today we're just doing a quick makeup tutorial. This is the finished look. Again, super simple. I'm going out with my girl's makeup look. I have a slight red eye going on. My lips are outlined in brown and then a nice kind of transition to my natural pink color, pinkish reddish color underneath. I have a little bit of brush and highlighter going on. And that's it. But this is an oil-free matte makeup look, so I'm praying, this is my first time using some of these makeup brands, and I'm praying that this look gives me some good coverage and long last as I get ready to go out with the girls. But I'm here to show you guys how I got this look, so stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below, and please share this with anyone else who's looking for a quick and fast makeup tutorial for oily skin to get a perfect, clean, going out look. Let's get into it. This past weekend, I did an Ulta haul and grabbed a couple new goodies which will be used in today's tutorial, like Urban Decay's All Nighter Spray, the Dermablend Translucent Powder, Urban Decay's All Nighter Foundation, and a Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. As you saw from the intro video, I did an Ulta haul. So this is my first time actually trying this, especially on camera, so I'm gonna be super interested to see how this comes out, and so happy that you guys are taking this journey with me. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing that we're gonna do is mist my face down, try to get some moisture in there before we try to matte out a lot of this oil that you see is in my skin. So we're just gonna give this a quick little shake and then just do a quick little mist all over. All right, let that sit for a second, let that go in. I do have my fan on, so it's also kind of helping to dry out this mist, kind of bringing everything along a little bit quicker. The next step that we're going to do is we are going to try the Dermablend powder. As you can hear, I am opening it for the very first time, literally popping off the label as we speak. And so I'm going to be using a sponge to apply this. So I'm going to kind of lightly mist it, just trying to get it a little bit wet there. Not super wet, but a little damp. And then we are going to put some powder on. And I'm just gonna work this into my super oily spot. So this area, my nose, my forehead, my chin, and here. All right, so boom. So I'm gonna give this a couple minutes to set, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna use now my e.l.f. blending brush just to kind of dust this out really lightly. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to put the foundation on. So again, this is a brand new foundation for me. I'm honestly a little scared that this may not even be my shade, but we are going to learn together. So I'm going to just apply it directly onto this and then dab this onto the areas of my skin. So I'm just going to try one pump because I heard this is very full coverage and it does spread very easily. So this is about how much I'm going to use. We're going to just put a dab here, 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 and here. And I also forgot to share, I'm using shade 945, yes, 975, sorry, to create this look. All right, and then we're just going to blend this out. Gonna do one more pump just to kind of get around my eyes a little bit better. So here and here. All right. Make sure you get those temples. Nothing is worse than having a random line where your makeup was not done correctly. I'm gonna add just a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I normally don't put too much concealer because I don't have dark marks or a whole lot of bags. So honestly, sometimes concealer hurts me more than it helps me and just kind of creates these lines and creases. But I am gonna give this a second to sit before I blend this out, just so that it can thicken can really kind of help to bring some nice color to the skin into this area. All right, and so I gave this just about like 2 minutes to set, and now I'm just gonna take my same little beauty blender and just blend this in. And of course, you know, we're blending up and we're slightly just dabbing in and really trying to make sure that we press this into the skin. I'm gonna flow right into just adding a little bit more of the Dermablend powder onto my skin to just kind of really set everything that I just did, particularly this under eye area and the hyper oily areas of my skin. Okay, and so this I'm actually gonna let sit for a good little minute. I'm thinking like 5 to 7 minutes. And in the meantime, I guess we can try out this new eyeshadow palette. I am personally not much of an eyeshadow person, but every now and then I do like to spice up my looks and just like add a little bit of color. Definitely not the type to do like super harsh cut creases and like just super dramatic eyeshadow makeup. That's just not my personal style. But just like a solid color, maybe like a solid color, like a glitter kind of here and going into the crease, just to add something to my look. Definitely down for that. And so again, we're gonna be using the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna open this for the first time. And so you see we have some really beautiful pigmented colors here. There's plenty to choose from, but knowing me, I'm gonna stick a lot more to the nudes than to some of like the brighter colors. So just taking one of my eyeshadow brushes, I'm gonna start by doing the Irreplaceable over here, this kind of brownish color, to go over the eyelid. And just get like a nice little like soft color. Again, I'm not trying to go super heavy here, but I would like to just add a little something to the look for the day. So just to give me a little bit of color. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, of course, on the other eye. Okay, so you can see there's just a little bit of color there, not anything crazy, of course, but I do want to go back over this with the red Booked and Busy right here, just to again give it a little bit of something, and then I'm probably going to do a glitter coat on top of it. Will kind of be like my strategy here. So I'm just going to go over on the eyelid right here. And then on the other side. Lastly, I'm going to go over with, I'm thinking the Icon color. So this little shimmer color here. There's a little bit of powder and color to it, but not anything crazy. And I'm just going to do it kind of like right on the center of the eyelid and then kind of work it in to the inside to give that kind of glitter pop. So I'm actually kind of essentially doing maybe like a liner on my eye line here, and then we're just going to kind of blend that up just a little bit. All right, and so we're going to take the next eye. And again, I'm just going right along my lash line and then getting to where that inner eye part is, and then just kind of blending up from there. All right, and then so the last thing I want to do, once we brush the powder off, we just kind of go in under here and just add a little bit of color. But for now, I think I'm in a good place. Actually, no, I want to do one more thing. So I'm going to add this You Are Gold color right here, just to the inner eye ducts. Just again, just to give it a little bit of a kind of color pop here. So there, that'll be the look. Okay, so there. My Dermablend powder has been sitting for enough time. Ideally, I probably want to give this a little bit longer, but for the purposes of keeping the tutorial moving, I'm just gonna go ahead and dust this out nice and softly here. Definitely want the powder to sit, so I don't want to dust all of it off. All right, and so that's where we are at, but this is where we are right now with the makeup. Okay, so it already looks very good. I would say it's definitely a very even color. Was a little scared that it was not gonna match my skin tone, but it actually matches. Very proud about that. Way to pick a color on the fly. And so then again, I just want to kind of go back in there and just do that under eye part with the Booked and Busy here color. So we are back. While I was away, I did go ahead and put on my top lashes. These are just a basic pair of lashes. I think I bought these from my local beauty supply store, so nothing really to rave about there. The next thing we're gonna do is just kind of add some color into my face. I've stripped a lot of it out, so we're gonna go back in. I do have an e.l.f. concealer that I use as my bronzer to kind of create some contour here. So just a little dab goes a long way, trust me. So that's literally like all I'm putting on, and then we're going to just blend that into this area and then use a little bit like on the forehead and like here, just kind of draw that in. And so boom, just a really soft contour here. I'm not, again, this is not a super dramatic look. This is literally just brunch with the girls. I need a little bit more color back in my life. So I'm gonna go over to the next side. All right, and so there, we just have just a little bit of contour. The next thing I'm going to do is take one of my powder brushes, and this is a super old blush set that I have, but I love it. Like the colors in it are so pretty. So normally I like to use this like super warm color up here just to kind of dab a little bit on my cheeks. And so we're just starting at my cheek and just kind of like working up. Again, just working some more color into my skin. Get a little bit more. Make sure that it's visible. And then sometimes if I want to do a little bit more, I'll do like this color right across from it, which is got a little bit more red but still has some orange in it, just again to kind of go over top and liven it up just a little bit so that you can kind of see that pop. And so again, I'm just gonna do the same thing with the other side, starting with the orange right here. And then going in with the color across from it. And so yeah, so now we're just getting a little bit of the color back in. Next we're gonna do is go ahead and do my highlighter. So because I don't use a whole lot of highlighter, what I typically like to do is get an eyeliner brush. I'll spray it down just to kind of give it a little bit more lasting effect and get it damp, not wet, but damp. And then going in with my Sephora Golden Hour, just kind of getting a little bit of that onto the brush and then just going in subtly, and then I'll kind of brush it out in a moment. Kind of getting some of those harsh lines out of it, but kind of doing like a little bit of circle, but more so trying to concentrate it since I don't put it on like a whole lot of areas. And so you can already kind of see that coming in there. And so again, same thing on the other side. Just kind of start by like kind of dabbing it in the areas that I want and then going back in with the larger circles to kind of blend it out. And if that's not working, for you, then of course you can take like a powder brush or a bigger brush and just kind of work that into the skin. And so you can see it's just like a little subtle highlight. And then the main places that I like to highlight are the top of my nose, the bridge of my lips, and yeah. So then the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go in, and this is just a basic Maybelline highlighter, and just go in and get these under eye, just kind of give that a little bit more drama. And normally, rather than kind of applying it this way, I actually apply it this way. And I'm typically very loose with how I put that on, but you can already see kind of like the black drama coming in from that. So that's normally pretty good for me. So the last thing that I'm going to do is just go in and do a simple little look. This is just an eyebrow pencil or eyeliner pencil that I use as a lip liner. You can always, of course, just purchase a real lip liner. But just going in and doing kind of like a brown outline and then putting gloss on my face. As you see, my lips are already pretty pink, so I don't feel like I need to go in like a nude or another pink. I like to see like the kind of red kind of coming through that I naturally have in my lips. So I'm just going to go through and just do a sharp line all the way around. Alright, and so this is kind of the look that I have now. And so you can kind of take a Q-tip, your finger, or just a quick rub to kind of blend and soften the line around the edges a little bit more. So there is what we have. And then this is just, again, a basic gloss from my local beauty supply store. I always start going in with like the middle parts first and then just doing like an outline. And boom, that's the makeup look, honey. Yes. So again, just a quick simple routine. You can see I have been able to matte out my skin. There is no oil in there. I'm very interested to see how long this makeup will last, but so far it looks amazing. Everything kind of blended out and came together really nicely. I have a nice simple eye. That is your makeup look with Jess. Thank you so much for watching.